I'm already out of coffee-related jokes. Hi, I'm Grimmia. Welcome back to my channel. I'm very cold in my basement, and today I have another speed build. I've really been enjoying building a lot lately. And I know I said on Twitch that I was going to take a break from YouTube, but I think as long as I'm doing speed builds, I might continue doing some YouTube. But anyway, we are building a concessions-style restaurant in The Sims 4. It's a restaurant, and I'm going to add a park later to it. This is built on Fern Park in Newcrest, which I might have even just left it titled Fern Park and Concessions or something like that. It is on the gallery. I have play tested it, and it works. But because it's a restaurant, and restaurants are kind of buggy in The Sims 4, it might be a little weird. And later at the end, because this isn't a very long speed build, at the end I'm going to go in with Carl's Dine Out mod, which I will link below, and show you how I am going to set it up for my gameplay. So right here we're doing the floor. I wanted a wood decking style, and then I started doing the Control F to make the diagonal pieces. I started making it to make it look like they connect, like on corners in a real deck. It's not all just planks going the same way. They intersect at some point. We just did a couple of little windows at the back. It is obviously it's a restaurant lot, and it's got 2 bathrooms in there, and then the restaurant, there'll be like little tables out there. I tried to find like plaster looking walls that looks like what's behind the beat up brick for the interior bits. And then, you know, that's kind of what we ended up with. I did a bunch of counters. At first I was thinking maybe it should look kind of all busted up and old, but maybe just like the flooring is busted up and older. And it's kind of gross. It kind of is going like a little downhill. It's a little dirty and dingy, but the equipment's a little bit newer. And now I am now realizing I only put 1 outdoor light in this whole build, but that's fine. It is a functioning restaurant. Cannot count for a park because I didn't put in chess tables. Just putting in a couple of kitchen mats. We have the red ones where I work, in case you're wondering. And I wanted to do a little bit more with terrain paint and landscaping, even though it's not very landscaped. Because usually when I build, I just don't bother with landscaping because I'm bad at it. And I don't bother with terrain paint because I'm bad at it. There's that little building over there. I wanted to do like the similar flat roof, but I couldn't quite get it to work. It just didn't look right. And I don't know enough about the roofing adjustments to change it. I did add the picnic tables. 1 picnic table counts as a 4-seater. But if you didn't know, only 3 Sims come at a time in a restaurant. Up to 3 Sims. So having 4-seaters is kind of moot. So I have 2 3-seaters and then the picnic tables, which count as 4. And with the Dine Out mod, you can adjust the party sizes that are going to come to your restaurant. But that's not what I'm going to use it for. Because like the idea of like a concession stand, like, you know, you go to a park, maybe a park has one, or like a beach, so they sometimes have one, and then they have the window, like that little kitchen window, and then you would go up and order your food and pay, and then go up, sit down, and then go up and pick up your food, which you can't do that in The Sims, so that's when we need Dine Out Reloaded to do this. I'm just messing with the terrain paint, adding a little bit more depth, you know, a little bit kicked up mud spots. I terrain painted the entire underside of the build, or most of it, so along the edges you can see it's a little dirt. And then a little bit underneath all of the tables, on the swings, you know, when you swing and you slide to a stop, you kick up the dirt and wood chips and whatever. Just a couple of little trees around the area. I thought about, when I was making it a little bit dingy, grosser, I thought about adding like trash all over the place, but I'm like, that's a little too much. Just like some overgrowth and some cobwebs and cracks. Like this has been here for a while, maybe. You know, it's a, what's the word? It's a Newcrest staple. It's been here for a few years or something like that. So, what are we doing? We did a sign. I did a custom sign, which I'm now thinking maybe just looks like the other normal sign, but with different colors, so I could have just done that. And I wanted to do just Dine Out and base game for this, but I decided against it. When I realized the chalkboard sign in Dine Out isn't the chalkboard sign I wanted, so I used University. And I'm pretty sure I looked at the Get Together one first, but the University one had the burger on it, and that's... Hang on. Okay. Blondie's here now, too. I went with the University sign. There's just, like, some stuff on the floor, which if you've never worked in a restaurant, you cannot have stuff on the floor. In my state, everything has to be at least 6 inches up off the ground. Nothing can be sitting on the floor unless it's, like, pulled out to thaw. I did that little hot sign. I thought that looked kind of cool. So, having stuff stacked on the floor, they could be dirty dishes. We don't know. They are by the sink, so maybe. I did the mysterious goop puddles from Stranger Things. Stranger Things? Yeah. Strangerville, a couple of spider webs, a couple of cracks all over the place. It's just, it's a little old. It needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Did you want to be on camera? Oh. Okay. I see a lot of people, like, I know the Burger Boys did that newspaper in the bathroom with the pee stains on it, and I thought about it, but I'm like, no, I think just the mysterious puddles are good enough. Like, maybe the sink is leaking. Are you unhappy? I don't know what she wants. But we are almost to the end of the speed build. Just like a couple little decorations. I did ketchup and mustard tables, and I was going to make it part of the host stand, but I wasn't entirely sure how to do that. So I just, I added a bullhorn here. Like, maybe they used the bullhorn to call up orders, like, order number 69. Just, like, maybe more fire suppressing systems. What do you want? I know, you're a cat. Little water pitcher, because so that way you can go up and refill your water. And then a couple little ketchup and mustards that you could take to the table. I wanted to make it part of the host stand, but I wasn't entirely sure how to. This build is already available on the gallery. My gallery ID is the _Grimmia. I will have it down below. I will check and see what I called it. I think I called it Fern Park Concessions, but I don't remember off the top of my head. I got new headphones, and I don't think I like them because they're not very noise canceling. But we are here with Weird Al. Money. Sure. BB.move objects. Cool. We need to buy that restaurant. Okay. Add another 0. Alright, we have... Yeah. Alright, so if you click on the host stand, or actually any of them, but first we're going to start with the host stand, and this isn't really going to be a big overview of the mod, because I'm not going to go that in depth into it, but we're going to go to Dine Out settings. We want guests to seat themselves, so that way they'll sit down at a table. We don't want the host to walk a Sims to the place. Diners will pick up their own meals. And guests will place their own orders. So if you scroll down, it's near the bottom of the settings. I have turned on guests seat themselves, so I don't need a host. Guests place their own orders, so I don't technically need a server. And diners pick up meals, which again, I don't technically need a server. If you have the sous chef system on, you need 2 cook stations, and one is the main cook station that your sim can work, and the other one is the sous station that another sim, an NPC sim, can work, and that makes orders come out faster. I am going to turn off waiters taking orders. I am not going to use the sous chef system. I realize I explained that, and then I didn't say anything about it. I'm not using that right now. I'm going to turn off waiters delivering food. I'm going to repeal all the neighborhood action plans just in case. And I'm going to turn off Sims Eat Politely. That they're just going to eat faster and get the fuck out, which is what I want. Let me just go into build by really quick. So the mod comes with a few objects, which you can see are the first ones right here. This little wrench means it's custom content. This is the diner order beacon. It designates the location Sims will walk to when they're placing their own orders. So they're going to walk here. And then this is a digital display that shows you how many orders you have in your queue, which we don't really need, but we'll add it for fun. Why not? And since this is already in the gallery, we don't have to worry about any of that. So set as player chef station. Weird Al has maxed out all of his skills, so we don't really need to worry about any of that. And I want to say it should just work. We're going to open. Go to cook orders as chef. And then I'm going to lock for everybody but employees. So now we are open. The menu is kind of small. It's just like concession. So like fries, burgers, hot dogs, veggie dogs, a couple of pizzas, no alcoholic beverages are in here. It's just like soda and water and shit. So yeah, perfect. As you see here, the Alika and Melee have gotten their food already. Yeah, fish and chips and a lobster roll. Perfect. And then Nancy here has gotten her food. As soon as they pick up as soon as the food is delivered to a table, that's when you get paid. So you don't even have to wait for them to finish eating. I could already close this and I'll still make money. Yeah, because they already paid me for that. So I have made $95. And that's how this whole thing works. I don't know if you have all of this set up in a restaurant and then visit it with your Sims, it isn't going to work the same, I'm pretty sure. The game will populate a host, a server, and a chef. So for playing, Dine Out Reloaded is very good if you want to play in a restaurant and do all of those things. So we have a little concession stand. It is available on the gallery. If you were to play in it, I highly, highly recommend the Dine Out mod, which I will link down below. If you are interested in a more in-depth look at that, I know James Turner has videos on it. I can do a video on it if you want. I think that's it. I think Weird Al and I are going to go. Maybe we'll dig that up. No. Yeah, no. Weird Al and I are going to go before I make this any more awkward. I will see you guys in the next. I'll just see you in the next.